in the 7th, 10th grade at Nichols Middle School. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I never thought that the shirt I wore to school on March 21st would lead me to speak with you today. On that Tuesday morning, I was taken out of gym class to sit down with two adults for what turned out to be a very uncomfortable talk. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that my shirt was making some students feel unsafe. Yes, words on a shirt made people feel unsafe. They told me that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I nicely told them that I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad supported my decisions and came to pick me up. What did my shirt say? 5 simple words. There are only 2 genders. Nothing harmful, nothing threatening, just a statement I believe to be a fact. I have been told that my shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to their beliefs just as I do. Not one person, staff, or student told me that they were bothered by what I was wearing. Actually, just the opposite. Several kids told me that they supported my actions and that they wanted one too. I was told that the shirt was a disruption to learning. No one got up and stormed out of class. No one burst into tears. I'm sure I would have noticed if they had. I experience disruptions to my learning every day. Kids acting out in class are a disruption, yet nothing is done. Why do the rules apply to one, yet not another? I feel like these adults were telling me that it wasn't okay for me to have an opposing view. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. I didn't go to school that day to hurt feelings or cause trouble. I have learned a lot from this experience. I learned that a lot of other students share my view. I learned that adults don't always do the right thing or make the right decisions. I know that I have a right to wear a shirt with those 5 words. Even at 12 years old, I have my own political opinions, and I have a right to express those opinions. Even at school, this right is called the First Amendment to the Constitution. My hope in being here tonight is to bring the school committee's attention to this issue. I hope that you will speak up for the rest of us so we can express ourselves without being pulled out of class. Next time, it may not only be me. There might be more students that decide to speak out. Thank you for your time and good night.
At the last meeting, I sat in astonishment as Superintendent Roberts tried to gaslight us regarding public comments at these meetings. He told us how important it was that everyone speaking felt listened to by this board, regardless if the board hears things they disagree with. Oh, the hypocrisy, especially after most of this board walked out while I was addressing you at the August meeting. Then, this board's lawyer, Mr. Collins, tried to set rules regarding the content of people's speeches, but also claimed the idea wasn't to censor people. Newsflash, Mr. Collins, your rules are the very definition of censorship. Apparently, this board is not familiar with the U.S. Constitution, so I've given each of you a copy. Please note the First Amendment on page 21, which clearly states there shall be no rules abridging freedom of speech. Additionally, the people have the right to air grievances to the government. If you don't want people to refer to you as groomers and pedophiles, then follow state and federal laws and remove the sexually graphic books from your school libraries. Appeasing immorality by claiming acceptance and inclusion is not a valid argument. Claiming the books can be obtained online, no, it is my First Amendment right, and you have taken my time, so I reclaim that time back. Let me speak. I reclaim my time back. I am going to continue. Not a valid argument. Claiming that removing the contested books is banning them is not a valid argument. There are no valid arguments for violating laws or infringing on constitutional rights. A quote by Wendy Jade states, "An environment that is not safe to disagree in is not an environment focused on growth. It is an environment focused on control." Board members, keep in mind that come the next election, parents will have the control. You've been exposed.
Amen.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of creating life if that child is just going to become a ward of the state? I mean, there is no intention to even prolonging life if we're just going to be handing them off to the government. You laugh about it, but your ideology doesn't even produce children. They're turning these children into mental asylums. They're causing them issues. They're kids. They don't know any better between left and right and up and down, and you're telling them that their genitalia is wrong and they're born in the wrong body. How evil of a thought that must be in your head. And, just to put more hypocrisy on the story, you're over here talking about transparency with the air show. Why don't you give transparency to the teachers and the parents?
The only thing that a school or the state doesn't want you to know is if your child is suffering from gender dysphoria. So that's our biggest question, is why is that? Well, at $1 million a child and lifelong medicalization of children, it's always follow the money.
If you cared, you would change this garbage in your schools. Because of this, our kids have become insecure, anxious, and uncertain. Just like that photo of Yaeli Martinez from an LA school district. She was encouraged to be who she wanted to be by a counselor of the school. When her mom tried to help her to continue being a girl as she was born, the government took her away from her mom. She started to become depressed. Did the state or school try to help? No. But her mom tried. But they took precious Yaeli away from her. She died. Yes, she committed suicide. And if Huntington Beach allows us to go on their schools, shh, it's a secret. Don't tell your parents. Then I say you're abiding by the socialist agenda by destroying the family, brainwashing, coaching, and threatening to take the kids away from the parents who want to protect their children. We pay you to teach them properly, not to indoctrinate them. And because taking them away from us is not good. If you're going to continue to allow this to happen in our schools so others could end up like Eliela Martinez, we have something to say. We're going against the 14th Amendment. You are going against the 14th Amendment. If you don't protect the rights of the parents and stop indoctrinating the children, then the next suicide that occurs in one of our schools because of indoctrination, these parents and I will know that there is blood to account.
Good evening. Let's be clear. AB 1955, also known as the TRAP Bill, takes rights away from parents actively as it's being implemented against the Constitution. These parents have the right to dictate all aspects of their child's education and life. Let's also be clear. The far left and the LGBT community has failed. They have failed. We have our youth dying in an uproar of suicide, and they want to think that they have the right to dictate how these child's lives will go. You have failed the entire time you've had the torch. We have been listening to the Democrats and the LGBT community for decades. Now it is the parents' job to come in and save their own children. It is the parents' job to come in and dictate their lives. Chino Valley, Temecula Valley, Orange Unified, and the state of Florida all implemented policies to notify parents of what happens with their child under the delegated duty of a school district. How many transgender youth have killed themselves due to the notification of parents? None. But let's be clear. Under the care of the Democrats and the LGBT community, it has been skyrocketing because of the dictation that they do in these meetings.
My friend, who is a teacher in Anaheim, she's a kindergarten teacher. She was walking down the hallway with her class, and another teacher with her class walked down the hallway to the bathroom, and that teacher bent over and said, "Are you a girl or a boy?" Do you want our children, little kindergartners, being asked that question? Are we trying to confuse our children? The schools are trying to confuse our children. If we aren't paying attention, parents, you need to get involved. Request records and curriculum for your schools so you know what is being taught. This is your constitutional right as parents, and it is your God-given right.
Vice President Kamala Harris welcomed by thunderous applause, taking the stage to officially lead the Democratic ticket in November. On behalf of everyone, whose story.
And look at this fuckery here, people, and if you believe in it, you're stupid. If you believe in anybody who come in front of you in the name of politics, you're stupid. Politics is a brainwash, something they bring to the masses every 4 years. It's nothing but a trickery using all these sodomites to fuck with your damn brain. Take a look at that right there. Is that a real woman? Everybody dumb as a damn rock. It's nothing but a trickery using all these sodomites to fuck with your damn brain. Take a look at that right there. Is that a real woman? Everybody dumb as a damn rock.